So tonight we're going to be talking about how to set up a YouTube channel. And there's a lot of things that we need to look at when we're covering that. We want to look at motivation, like why do you want to do this? How do you get started? How do you actually create the channel? The actual steps you take inside of the YouTube app to create the channel. How do you monetize it? What goes into that? What do you need to think about? And then once you get all that basic stuff down, we're going to focus on how do you actually create a video? What kind of video should you post? How do you get your YouTube channel to something that is monetized and is growing and is something that is successful for you? When you're getting into creating a channel, the first thing you want to do is you want to ask yourself, why do I want to get into this? Why do I want to do it? What do I plan on getting out of it? If you don't ask yourself those questions first, what you're going to find is that you don't necessarily have a direction that you should be heading. Because when you're getting into creating content for YouTube or any platform really, you need to understand what your focus area is. What is my niche? What is it that you are good at, that you are passionate about, that you think that you have at least as much knowledge about as somebody else who's doing it? And once you figure that out, then do some competitive research on YouTube and other platforms. Figure out who are the people that you really admire. Who do you like, how they deliver it, what they talk about, their variety of their content. Start to figure out how you can adapt some of those things that you like into what you want to do, but put your own spin on it. Do not straight up copy it. And beyond that, you have to understand how far do you want to take this? What do you want to do? Now, nobody can predict the future. Nobody can predict 10 years down the road where this is going to lead you. Where do you want to be in a year or 2 years? And once you figure out what that is, then you can start making your plan on how you're going to get there. First thing you need to do on YouTube is you need to have a Gmail account and or a Google account. Once you're actually logged into the platform, you're actually going to go and click on your icon in the upper right hand corner. And when you do that, you're going to see a few options that show up for you. One of them is your channel. And once you click on your channel, you'll see some buttons at the top of the screen. One says customize channel, one says manage videos. The first thing you want to do is you want to hit customize channel. In the channel customization tab that opens up, you're going to have 3 tabs across the top of it. You're going to have layout, branding, and basic info. Under layout, this is where you're actually defining what the page looks like that people will see when they go to your new channel. So you want to do things like adding in channel trailers for people that haven't subscribed, adding in a video for people that are returning subscribers. You want to show them different things. For instance, for the channel trailer for people that haven't subscribed, you want to create something that's going to draw some interest and make them interested in actually subscribing to your channel. But for the people that are coming back, they don't necessarily need that. They're already subscribed. Maybe you want to show a video explaining to them why they want to become a member of your channel, a paid member of your channel. Or maybe you just want to show them some fun highlights to help them remember why it is they subscribed in the first place so they'll keep coming back. The next thing you want to look at is under featured sections. And this is where you're going to organize your actual landing page. And this is really important because if you don't add any specific sections, the one section that's added by default for you is just an upload of your videos. Unless you're literally doing the same exact videos, same exact topic every single time, it's going to be good to have things sectioned off so people can find things that they're looking for easier. Now, when you're doing that, one thing to pay attention to is the order that you have things in. If you really want people to focus on your YouTube shorts, then drag that section higher. Even if people aren't looking at your shorts, you still have it up there because it's one of the first things they see. Click on the add section button. There's 3 sections: videos, playlists, and channels. So under videos, you have options of uploads, members only videos, popular uploads, short videos, live now, past live streams, and upcoming live streams. So those are basically preset. You click on one of those, it adds that section to your page, and then you drag it like you would drag anything else. Playlists a little bit different. Now here's where you can get a little bit creative. For instance, in October, I played only horror games. So, and I have a playlist for each different game that I played, but I didn't want to have all of those sections on the page because you're limited to how many different sections you can have on your channel. And if I had listed all of the games I was playing, you would not have seen any of the other content that I'm providing. So what I did is I created a multi playlist, and then I loaded all those single playlists into that multi playlist. So people can get all of the horror games and Halloween stuff that I did during October in one place. without having to have it take up my entire section on my channel. Next tab you want to go to is the branding tab. This is where you're going to actually start to develop your brand, what people are going to know you by on YouTube. The first thing, and probably the most important thing you want to set up with a brand, and it's not a coincidence that it is the first thing on this branding page in YouTube, is a picture. Now, this could be a profile picture, or it could be a logo, which is what I recommend if you're getting into setting up a YouTube channel for monetary reasons, because people are going to recognize your logo if it's unique, no matter where you have it posted. The next thing you want to set up is a banner image. So when you're adding your banner image, it's important that you know, like, what is it that you want people on mobile versus a browser versus whatever platform to be able to see, and then design your image or scale your image or orient your image so that you can get the look that you're looking for across all three of those. And the last thing on the branding page is the video watermark. The third tab is called basic info. What you want to do here is set up a lot of the information that's repeatable. One of the biggest things is the actual channel name and description. So description should be, you should be describing to people what you're going to offer them, essentially why they should watch you. And maybe there's a call to action like, hey, go follow me, or go look at this, or go subscribe to that. And then you have your channel URL, which is automatically generated for you until the point where you have at least 100 subscribers and you have had your channel for 30 days. Once you've hit those two milestones, you have the option to create a custom URL. And just like you might have got to this channel, this stream, it's youtube.com/your-username. Or if for all your live streams, it's youtube.com/your-username/live. Underneath the channel URL and the custom URL is the links section. This is where you can put links to whatever you want. People typically use that for their social media accounts. And then the last two sections on the basic info page are the links on the banner. So at the very top of the page where you created your banner, you can tell how many of the links that you created are being shown on that banner. And then the last section is contact info. So the good news is at this point, you have a live YouTube channel. Congratulations. The next part and everything that follows after this is the hard part. You need to create videos. When I got started, the advice that I got was just create something and put it out there. Just get used to the process of creating a video, editing a video, publishing a video. Just put something out there. There's no better way to get started on this by just putting something out there and then worrying about refining your approach later on. What's your niche? Are you a gamer on Twitch? You should probably put out some clips from your gameplay. Or if you're really good at a particular game and you're really good at understanding builds, or you're understanding strategy in the game or anything like that, something to allow people to get a little bit more insight. Give them something of a value add to your content. Posting your VODs is an awesome thing to do because it gives people an idea of what your live streams are like. And that's important if you're trying to drive people to your live streams, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook gaming. So after you decide what kind of content you want to create, what you need to understand is how to create a video. It's hook, your CTA, and the content. So like I said, the hook is important because it gets people into your video. And then the CTA is a call to action, is what you want people to do. You see people do this sometimes at the beginning of the video and sometimes at the end of the video. Now you're going to be worrying about the actual content. You want your content to be structured. It should at the very least be bullet pointed. You don't have to script the whole thing out. Just try when you're talking about it, when you're presenting the topic, that you are not wooden. That you don't seem like you're reading. You have to find a way to get what you do in front of other people. Advertising promotion is important, but what's even more important than that is getting YouTube to recommend your content to people that look for those things normally. You're gonna need to do some competitive research. You're gonna need to find other YouTubers that create the kind of content you do, no matter what kind of content it is, and then look to bring some of those ideas into what you're doing to upload. If you like a style of thumbnail, look at the titles of their videos, look at the hashtags that they're using. Those are some of the biggest things that YouTube is going to use to determine who they're going to show your content to. I mentioned before about engagement, and it's difficult on YouTube. One of the only things you can do until you reach 500 subscribers is responding to all the comments you get. And then when I say all, I really mean you need to try to respond to every comment, good or bad. You know, if it's really bad, you can delete it. And when you do hit that 500 subscriber mark and you're able to create community posts, you absolutely want to create community posts. Another thing you need to do to try to maximize your chance for success is to use social media. One of the most important things you need to do is you need to be consistent. You need to be consistent. You need to post at least once a week. Don't listen to people that say you need to post every day, and not on YouTube. 1 or 2 postings a week are sufficient if it's a longer form video. If you're posting a lot of YouTube shorts, I do recommend doing those with the same frequency that you would do it on TikTok. If you can manage that, I highly recommend it. Some people kind of ignore it and they say, well, I'm not going to post shorts because it doesn't help me reach YouTube partner and I'm not making any money off it anyway. But because there's so many eyes on them now, it pushes people to your channel. You can use creating clips as a way to just pull people to your channel. Now you need to look at the analytics, because if you don't look at analytics on YouTube, then you're really missing opportunities to understand how to make what you do better. 3 of the stats that people always look at, mainly because this is what YouTube tells you to look at, because this is what you have to measure in order to get partner, are views, watch hours, and subscribers. The watch hours and subscribers are the 2 things that you need to get to certain levels in order to get into the partner program. You need the 4,000 watch hours within 12 months, and you need 1,000 subscribers whenever you do it, whenever you get them. So people look at those, and those are important for that purpose only. Unlike Twitch, which makes it very, very hard to grow organically, YouTube is a little bit easier, because as long as you know how to play the game, that game is describing your video. Hashtags, thumbnails, categories, titles. Don't forget those. Those are the 4 big things that you need to get right in order for the algorithm to pick up your video and show it to people that like those things that I just mentioned. If your video is not put in front of the right people, you're not going to get views. YouTube's algorithms will say, nobody is choosing to view this. Nobody is engaging with it. I'm going to stop showing it to people. But what I was trying to get to before I went down this rabbit hole, thank God I named the stream that, is the 3 main analytics that people always look at are views, watch hours, and subscribers. But the 3 pieces of analytic information they should be looking at to grow: impression click-through rate, your average view percent, and your return versus new viewer ratio. The impression click-through rate is basically saying when your video is shown, X number of people saw it, saw your thumbnail and your title, and this percent of people clicked on it. The reason why that is important, because that tells you, did I have a compelling title and did I have a compelling thumbnail? Your average view percent, this is critical. This really is critical. There's a lot of videos out there on YouTube and you say, how do I get my 4,000 watch hours in a year? And they'll say, well, if you just upload 10-minute videos a week and X number of people watch them over the course of a year, then you're going to hit your 4,000 hours inside of that year. No, the hell you aren't. If people aren't watching 100% of your video, look at what are some of your more successful videos in terms of watch time. Look at them, study them, and figure out what you think might have been better about those, and try to do that in the next video. And the last piece of analytic that I want to mention is return versus new viewer ratio. You want a good return percentage, because that means the more and more followers or whatever subscribers that you get, the more views you're going to get seeded quickly on your video. But you don't want, obviously you don't want all returning views, because you want to keep pulling in new viewers. You need to keep pulling in new viewers. We've gone over all the major things you need to do to get started on YouTube, why you need to get started, how you're going to create your channel, how you get monetized, and how you grow your channel to be successful. Creating a YouTube channel is a lot of work, but as long as you're organized in your approach and you are consistent with what you're doing and you're paying attention to the details, you can absolutely get there.